There we go. Hello, hello, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome to Ascension Gateway. And Holly Cole and I are here tonight. I am your host, Sharon Sananda Kumara, and we're here with tarot cards.
Ready to play.
Holly is here to do some readings for anyone that would like a tarot card reading. And hello out there in YouTube and Facebook land if you're watching on Facebook. Let's see, Nicole. Hey, Nicole. Long time no see. I think I've seen her every night for the last 4 nights. Christine, good to see you again. Let's see here. Oh, looks like they're having a conversation. Yeah. Okay. Tatey, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Tatey, hello, and Kim. Hey, everyone. Thanks for being here. So, and Holly. Okay, Holly. I don't see you here, but someone said hello, Holly. Okay.
Hello.
You're Holly. Duh. All right.
I hope so. Last time I checked.
Okay. It's going to be that kind of night, I guess. All right. So that's why I'm just going to sit back and let Holly do her thing here in a minute. All right. Okay. First of all, I would like to just say some prayers and a moment of reflection and silence and send some really heartfelt energy over to the people and the families of the people that lost their physical lives in the plane crash and the helicopter crash in on the other side of the country or in Washington, D.C. If we could just spend a moment in silence sending them prayers. I would just like to ask the Lord if they, Mother, Father, Creator, and the Lord, whoever we want to call the Great Spirit, the divine, that all that is to lift everyone up, especially the ones that lost their physical existence on this plane, into the light of their oversoul. Bring them into the heavenly planes. If they are not as of yet, just bring them up. Send the angels for them. Thank you. And surround their families, their friends, their communities with love and light, and help lift them up as well. Thank you. Whew, okay. Thank you, everyone. All right. So Holly has been reading tarot this is her 18th year. She was telling me that her tarot is now an adult.
An adult can vote. Yeah.
If you can consider 18 an adult, I guess.
I mean, I wasn't an adult until my mid-30s, I think. So
Yeah. I don't know if I'm an adult yet.
Yeah. I'm better at faking it, at least.
Right. There you go. Yeah. So, Holly, if you could just tell us a little bit about your journey up to now, and then we'll start reading.
Yeah. Gosh, I started tarot after getting my first psychic reading when I was, I think, 26, 27, somewhere in there, and was encouraged to buy tarot cards from that, and bought myself tarot cards, which is perfectly okay for anyone who wants to know. You do not have to be gifted your deck. You can go to Powell's and buy a tarot deck. And so I took, destiny into my own hands and bought my own tarot deck. And it has been just an incredibly nonstop rewarding and interesting magical journey. And I took to it very quickly. There's really something for everybody in tarot, and many different ways to connect to it. And so many levels and layers that you can see once you really start getting into how to read. And so I've had many, many, many friends that I made be my practice people, and then eventually was able to start doing some in public type of gigs, and started doing some private parties and things like that. And then it was just kind of a back burner thing that I, did, but it got, I think, kicked into 12th gear more around the pandemic, when a lot of people had a lot of big changes in their lives. And so I just kind of started doing more with tarot. And, I think in the last few years, the word side hustle has become a new phrase, and is part of a lot of our lives. And so I turned tarot into my side hustle, and it's been absolutely just the most rewarding and fun side hustle you could possibly have. So, but it's been amazing. There's so many things you can do with tarot. So many things that you can kind of counsel yourself through with tarot. So much validation you can get from tarot. I love helping people leave bad relationships with tarot. There's just so many different things that you get to do, or going to parties and doing fun party readings, or going to Bullwinkles from 3 to 6 a.m. and doing readings for an all-night graduation party. So there's never a dull day, and I absolutely love getting to do what I do. And anybody who's thinking about getting into it, I highly, highly, highly recommend it. I think there's a good overview of a lot of different metaphysical practices and modalities and concepts and things to work with in tarot. So if you're kind of trying to dip your toe in the water of different metaphysical things, come on into the tarot pool, because you will learn so much about so many different things. It's a gateway itself.
Yeah. And when I first started out, and what I, with my psychic mediumship abilities, I was doing fairs, and then I started holding my own fairs. And the tarot tables, tarot card readers tables are always busy, always full.
Yes.
They have lines. Yeah, their sign-up sheets are always full.
Yep.
So people love tarot card readers, definitely.
Yeah. Very popular. I have to break a lot of hearts at parties that I do, because I'll bring a sign-up sheet, and I've kind of got it down to a science where it'll take 10 minutes to do an individual reading and 15 to do a couples reading, and so I can gauge how many readings I'll actually have time to do in a night, really. And
right.
And then there's always people being like, "Oh, are you all full?" And then I'm always like, "I'm sorry," but
right. Yeah, you got to get there first come, first serve, just like here. So, are you ready to do some readings?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Who would like a tarot reading? Oh, Christine, you're getting some snow in Corvallis, huh? Next week. Wow. Hey, Michelle. And if I miss anybody, be sure and let me know. I'm trying to find.
For anybody who's thinking about a reading, also, you can either ask a question or you can just ask for a general reading. Okay. So you don't have to have a question in mind.
All right. So the first name I see is Tati. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. And she or he, I'm not sure, says I would like a reading. Here, let me put his name up on the screen. Okay.
Tati, I hope you're having a wonderful night tonight. I am going to shuffle the cards for you, and I ask that you just send your energy while I'm shuffling for you. We're just going to intend whatever's the best information to hear tonight. That is what we'd like to know. And I'm just going to try and feel when it is good to stop shuffling for you. Take one more. Okay. Tati, it looks like you could use some energy. We've got 3 cards here, and they are all in the reverse, which means that we're going to get a bit of the more negative aspects of the cards. So the first card we have is 9 of Pentacles, and Pentacles represent the earth. So it's everything in physical life, basically. Your job, your money, your home, how you live your physical day-to-day life, and all of the duties and responsibilities that come with that. Can also have to do with money, because we've got a lot of coins. 9 is a number that when it's upright, it's about integrity and independence, and is kind of a, hey, you can't help me with this, only I can go do this. It's a very self-responsible type of number. And when this card is upright, I call it the secret garden card, because it's like this woman's in the garden and she's like, I don't need anybody outside my garden. I take care of myself and I've got it all right here. So when we have this lady in the garden in reverse, it means there might be a lot of stuff on your shoulders, but maybe you don't have everything exactly that you need. And there's not a lot of help to go with it. With 9 being about integrity and independence, it can be that you sometimes don't have anyone around, and it's too independent, and not a fun independence. It's not a, hey, I got this. It's, I don't got this, but I guess there's no one else to get it. So that's in the past. So that's saying that maybe there's been a lot on your shoulders in the physical world recently, and maybe not a lot of help to go with it. In the present, you have 3 of Swords reversed. Swords represent the element of air. So it's like everything up here in the air, which is going to relate to our mentality and our communication. So are we able to speak our minds? Are we able to speak our truths? Do other people listen to us? Do other people not really pay attention to what we say, or not really respect what we say? And this can be all kinds of communication. It can be verbal, it can be written, it can be emails, any kind. Swords are also like a tool or a weapon. So if we have an upright sword, it's kind of an action taker, decision maker. You can think of it as that sword could be like, charge, this is where I'm going, get out of my way. Or I'm going to use this sword to draw a line in the sand and create a boundary, and don't cross my boundary. So when we have 3 of Swords, 3 is also the number of creation and creativity. What are we cooking up right now in this moment? And so when we have reverse 3 of Swords, it can be that there could be some not fun things being created in this moment. Maybe some decisions are being taken that directly affect you, that are not fun, or impeding on your boundaries. When we have reverse Swords, it can be a lack of boundaries in some way, not getting to tell someone no. And that can make this make a lot of sense. If we are not getting to tell someone no, we've got a lot of stuff on our shoulders potentially. So your last card is the future. And I always say the future is changeable. And especially when we're learning things from tarot, maybe we're learning that we need to bust our swords out, flip this card upright, and tell people no, or make some decisions or take some action to create some better boundaries for ourselves in some way. So your last card is the Star reversed, and I call this basically your homework from the universe card. The Star is about having hope and kind of planting seeds of hope for the future and achieving the goals that you have, that you want. Maybe you don't have them right now, but if you keep working on it, you will someday. So basically your card's reversed now, and the universe is asking you to figure out how you can flip it upright. When we have the Star card upright, this woman is pouring these water pitchers out. This is the Aquarius card. And she's basically saying, I'm going to keep watering this fool. Tarot Freudian slip. I'm going to keep watering this pool for anybody that needs a drink. And I'm going to keep watering this grass and make sure that it's growing luscious for all the little forest critters that might need it. And she's giving of herself to create that future, to plant those seeds of hope. So when we have this card reversed, it kind of lends itself to pouring yourself out, to doing too much, or doing kind of double duty in a negative way. So it could be like, oh, I got all of these work duties put on my shoulders, didn't have a say in it, and now I feel completely drained, for instance. So as it is now, it looks like you need a vacation and to be able to have some kind of boundaries, or maybe be able to tell someone no, so that you're not in a position of having to constantly pour yourself out. We want you to be able to save some of your energy for yourself, and know that what you're pouring yourself out is going to help you for the future, not just take of you. So I hope that makes sense to you, and that gives you some insight as to what might be going on. And get your swords out.
Okay. Next is Christine. Christine would love a reading.
Okay. Good evening, Christine. I'm going to just shuffle for a moment here and reset the energy for us. Okay. So let's just have you intend on asking for the best information tonight while I shuffle the cards for you, Christine. And if you could just send your energy while I do this. I'm just going to feel when it is good to stop shuffling for you. That feels good already. Okay. Give me just one moment here. Okay, we've got some more reversals to talk about. So if anything, tarot is validating to us because it tells us when we've been going through stuff. But you've got in the past, you've got 3 of Cups reversed. Cups are the element of water, and water represents basically our emotions, our feelings, our emotional health. And 3 is that number of creation again. So if I have energy A and energy B, if I mix them together and make energy C, that should create something. Basically, when this card is upright, I like to call this card Ladies' Night because it looks like a bunch of girls drinking wine and dancing and having a great time. But when this card is reversed, it's not as fun. So Cups being upright are kind of like I overflow with love, and everything is beautiful, and I give this love freely and have the energy to do so. But when we have reversed cups, then it kind of lends itself to being I'm pouring myself out, or I have poured myself out in some way. So this is showing up in the past, saying that there may have been a time where you felt like what was being created emotionally was draining, or just there was nothing maybe as fulfilling as you would like being created at that moment. In the present, you have Ace of Wands reversed, and wands are the element of fire. So that's going to be basically what fires you up is kind of my cliff notes. So fire would be your energy, your spirit, your drive, your motivation. What are you passionate about? What calls to your energy? What do you want to pour your energy into, and what kind of gives you energy back? So if we have a 1, an ace or 1, this is going to be a new initiation of some kind, a new beginning of a chapter. And this would be a very healthy, energetic chapter, or something where you're passionate about where you're going. So when we have this reversed Ace of Wands, it is kind of that it looks like you've been drained in some way emotionally. And so it's kind of creating a blockage for you energetically, where it's kind of hard to get this new chapter off the ground in some way. So your last card, which I, again, think the last card when we do these 3 card readings, it is the future, but the future is not set in stone because we have not lived the future yet. So this last card is 3 of Pentacles reversed. Pentacles are that earth symbol. So that is job, money, home, people, places, things, everything in your physical life, your responsibilities, and the things that we do day to day. So if this card is upright, we're creating some kind of opportunity in the physical world for ourselves. This guy on the card is working on this fine masonry, and then these people are appreciating it, and gee, maybe we should give him a job. So when this card is reversed, it can be saying that maybe there's some element of you not being appreciated in the physical world. But also it's kind of encouraging you to maybe create something new in the physical world for yourself. And I believe this myself because I often tell people if we are stuck or kind of burned out energetically or drained emotionally, it is really hard to get this new chapter going or to figure out what we even want to do with our energy. So I usually tell people what you can't do mentally or spiritually or emotionally, go do something physically. Just like this Three of Pentacles. Create something in the physical world, and that will kind of move that energy that might be stuck or burned out right now. If we can move it on a different level, there will be some kind of trickle down or trickle up effect, is my belief, and we can kind of become unstuck in some way. So your homework is to flip this card upright, do something in the physical world to move that stuck energy or replenish that drained energy. All right.
Okay.
Getting homework from the universe tonight.
Homework. I love homework.
I do too.
Yeah. All right. Next is Nicole.
Hello, Nicole.
And also, Tati said that the reading made sense.
Perfect.
She said thank you. Makes sense. Yes.
Okay. And I'm just shuffling to reset that energy for us once again. Going to take a little sip of water. Okay. And Nicole, let's just go ahead and intend whatever is the best information to hear tonight. That's what we'd like to know. And just send your energy to the deck, and I will feel out when it's a good time to stop shuffling for you. Okay. We got an interesting reading going on, Nicole. Let me just feel into this for a moment here. Okay, so thank you for our first upright cards of the night. We've got Ace of Wands to start out with in the past, and then funny enough, in the present, you have Ace of Pentacles. So you got two aces out the gate, and then your last card is Hierophant reversed. This is a very interesting reading to me because basically aces are that new beginning and kind of the new chapter or that new initiation energy. So the fact that you have two aces out the gate kind of makes me feel like there's two things going on in your life somehow at the same time. So Ace of Wands would be, wands are that fire element. So that is my cliff notes for fire is what fires you up or the fire in your belly. But that's basically your spirit, your will, your drive, your motivation, your pure energy. Where do you want to put that energy? What gives you energy back? And so this is looking like you're getting some kind of new beginning that's really calling to your energy or firing up your energy. Something that you're passionate about, something that you're inspired by, all of those things would be fire. So in the past, you got something that fires you up. That's, you're coming in hot, literally. And then I get very loose with past, present, future. This could, like on first glance, it might be all talking about now, you know, to some degree, unless it's, hey, I got inspired to do something and then I made it real in the physical world. which is another possibility for this reading. But Ace of Pentacles, we're again in that new chapter energy or that initiation or the beginning of something. And Pentacles are physical life. They represent the earth. So everything in physical life. So that's going to be job, money, home, people, places, things, our responsibilities, our day-to-day lives, all of that stuff. And so Ace of Pentacles can be a new beginning in the physical world. So that could be a new job opportunity, or I started a business, or I went back to school, or it could be I moved, or I started a new relationship with someone in the physical world. So there's a lot, there's a lot going on is what it feels like. So your last card is Hierophant reversed, and this is again going to be your homework card. When I say homework and do this little move, it means you're supposed to flip it upright. And so basically the Hierophant is, he's from the major arcana. So he's got kind of a bigger energy because there's only 22 of these cards. So they have a bigger, bit more special, universal type of energy. The Hierophant is card number 5 and is the Taurus card. And he is the spiritual leader, the holy man, the guidance counselor of life. And basically people can bring their most complex problems to him. And he's kind of the King Solomon of the tarot deck. But what he is here to help you do is make some decisions. And often it's to reevaluate kind of what's important to you or what your moral code is. So moral code being whatever we think is our version of right and wrong, how we operate as a good human being here on earth, and our character and all of that. So when I say reevaluate your moral code, it's basically, is there something that could use some reexamination? For instance, if you're the type of person that says, oh, I would never give up on anybody, and I would always give someone another chance. Well, what if someone takes like 80 chances from you? Should you still not give up on that person? Or should you reevaluate your moral code and potentially say, I usually give everyone more chances, but 81 is the number of chances that I'll give. So something along those lines of, I have to reevaluate how I usually operate my character, because maybe it doesn't apply in this particular instance. So 5, in tarot, there's a lot of 1 through 10, and that's basically a chapter of your life. And 10's kind of going to be the end of that chapter, or the mission accomplished, or the goal we're trying to get to. So 5 is smack dab in the middle of that 1 through 10. So 5 often represents change. We're on our way 1 through 10, and you're like, I'm going to go to 10. I'm going to go to 10. You get to 5 and you're like, oh no, I'm not going to that 10 anymore. Got to change up the game plan or get a new way to get there. So 5 is where we change something often. When you see 2 pillars like this is kind of a gateway. Man, gateway is like the word of the night tonight. When you see these 2 pillars, it's basically like a threshold. And it's like, when I cross that threshold, I'm going to be a new version of myself. I'm going to be the version of myself that changed something about my moral code, basically. So when I see this card reversed, after you have these 2 very large, impressive cards, hold up, it's going to be past, present, and then future. It looks to me almost like there's some decision that has to be made about something, or that you may have to kind of reevaluate how you normally operate on a moral stance to figure out how you're going to manage all of this. This looks like you've got a lot going on, or maybe you're doing double duty somehow, or maybe you're being pulled in 2 different directions. So think about what the Hierophant has to say about reevaluating what is important to you, or what you want to do with your energy in your time. But that's your homework, is to flip that guy upright. So.
All right, Nicole, you've got homework. You've got more homework.
Very interesting read.
Yeah. All right, next is Kim.
Hello, Kim.
And just to let you know, Christine did say, all makes sense, of course. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yes.
Awesome. All right, let me just reset these cards for just a moment. The cards feel very happy tonight, I just have to say.
Nice. Well, of course. We're in a happy group here.
Yes. All right, Kim, let's go. Oh, Kim Coleman. I'm Holly Cole. We got somewhere down the family tree. No, I'm kidding. And Coleman, Pamela Coleman Smith, is the gal that illustrated the tarot deck.
Oh, wow.
So you might be related to someone very cool, and I might be very jealous of you. Anyways, go ahead and send your energy to the cards, Kim, and let's just intend, once again, whatever's the best information to hear tonight. That's what we would like to know. One more. Okay, let me take a peep at this. Okay, you got some intense stuff that has passed, it looks like. So in the past, you are starting with Four of Swords reversed. So swords are the element of air. So everything up here in the air, which is going to be mentality, communication, how we think about things, how we speak our mind. Swords are also that tool or weapon. So it can be kind of an action taker, decision maker. So you might take that sword to say, charge, this is where I'm going, or here is the line I'm drawing in the sand, and this is my boundary. Four is the number of foundation. So if we have an upright four, then I've got a good solid foundation that I can now build something on top of, basically. So when this card is upright, it's the rest card, where this guy has worked really hard to build his foundation, and now he gets to basically take a nap. I know it looks like he's dead, but he's not. He's just taking a rest. Your card was reversed, saying you did not get to rest, and maybe there was not a good solid foundation to build upon. And when I see this card upright, it always makes me think of him like falling on the swords, or that phrase, like falling on your own swords. So there's some element of not getting to rest, not getting a foundation, maybe not getting to speak your truth. When we have reverse swords, also, it can be didn't get to set those boundaries that I wanted. So it looks like you needed a vacation all the way back here. So that looks like it may have progressed in some way to the Tower reversed. And Tower, when it's upright, is one of my favorite cards, because this is basically the obstacle that stands in your way burning to the ground and getting out of your way, and then you can move forward. But Tower reverse can be, hey, it wasn't, I was in that tower that fell, or something, where it's a huge upheaval, a huge change, or something where the rug got really pulled out from underneath you, or something like that. So, when the tower's upright, I feel like it's kind of, hey, this is a big change, but we enacted that change. I decided to blow up my marriage, or, something like that. It's a big, big, big thing, but it's something that we took the dynamite stick into our own hands, and blew it up intentionally. When this card is reversed, it can say a couple different things. It can say, there was a big old tower and it was never going to move, and that's why the card is reversed. Or that tower fell down and fell right on top of you, or everything was chaos. It was way too much change. this is an intense card. And so when it's reversed, it can be a bad intensity. I literally had this card show up as literal fire before because there's fire in the card. So there's a lot of things that this card can be. I used to get this card reversed when I had not left my ex-husband for many, many years, over and over and over in tarot readings. And the very first reading I gave myself after I left, Tower was upright. So Tower is a very big, powerful card in my book. So this looks intense. It looks like you already weren't getting any rest, and then there was something crazy. So I have good news for you. You have an upright card at the end. And it's a big one. So Queen of Pentacles. Pentacles are that earth element. So everything in your physical life. So job, money, home, people, places, things, our physical environments, our family, our, all of the real life day-to-day stuff. Queen of Pentacles is boss babe vibes, basically. Anytime you have someone in a nice stone throne, they are solid. You can't move that throne. Like, they are solid. And look at this. You used to not have a foundation. Now you're sitting in a dang solid stone throne. So I would say throughout all of this chaos, whatever this was, look it, you end up on top. You're good. If there was some craziness in the physical world, you're ending up on top. If this is a work situation, you're the boss at the end, or, something like that. If this is a breakup situation, you're good. You got the new apartment, the new house, the new whatever. Like, this is a really good sign for whatever this intense looking combination was. So you're coming out on top. Everything's going to be settled. This is having security in the physical world, being solid in the physical world. And there's 4 court cards: Page, Knight, Queen, and King. And so queens and kings are kind of the most manifested that you can get. So that's why I say it's kind of boss babe vibes, or just very, you can't mess with me. So I hope that this is welcome news for whatever this intense stuff was that's going on, but it looks like you are solid and ending up fantastic in the end. And you get no homework.
That's the good news. Even better news. Actually, I kind of like homework. All right.
I know. I do too.
That was intense for sure. Intense reading. Okay, who's next? And Nicole, I want to report that Nicole said spot on that she is, where is her message? Spot on 100%. My business is going forward spiritually. Thank you. It was right on the money. Thank you for confirming.
Well, congrats.
Yeah. Okay. I think it was Johanna was next. Yes, Johanna.
Okay. I would love a reading. I'm seeking any information about love coming into my life, or maybe already there. Okay. Johanna, let me get these cards reset for you. Okay. And let's just take some nice deep breaths, and I want us to intend out to the universe that we would like whatever information would be helpful on love coming into Johanna's life. And Johanna, just go ahead and send your energy to the cards with that intention in your heart. One more time. Okay. Let me just take a peek at this. You have a very interesting reading also with some symmetry going on. It's very interesting. 1 second here. Okay. I'm going to show you all of these cards. I wish I had 3 hands in these situations. Okay. Here we go. Past, present, future. But do you see the 2 reversed horses on both sides? You got bookended reversed horses. So it's a very interesting symmetrical thing where we're going to learn some stuff that the universe wants you to know. So you're starting in the past with 6 of Wands reversed. Wands are the element of fire. So that is going to be what fires you up and what is the fire in your belly are my cliff notes. But fire is your will, your energy, your belief in yourself, your confidence, your motivation. What fires you up is what are you passionate about, what calls to your spirit, what calls to your energy. And this card is 6 of Wands, and 6 is the number of balance. So in that one of the readings before, there was a 5, and I said 5 is change. So 5 is kind of the storm, and then 6 is balance. So 6 is the calm that comes after the storm of that change in the 5s. So 6 should be a return to balance. In this series, in the Wands, there's a big fight going on in the 5 of Wands where it's just chaos. You don't know who's winning. And then here comes this guy. This is the hometown hero card where he's like, I won that battle, and he's coming home being celebrated, got the laurel wreaths. Anytime you got a mode of transportation, such as this horse, it means we're going places. We're unstoppable in some way. We're going places, either literally, figuratively, whatever. But this is the absolute pure confidence card. And what was it in your reading? It was reversed, and it should probably be upright. So, first of all, you need to know you need to have way more confidence, because what I see in love situations and manifestation is if you don't recognize your worth, you keep dating losers. We've all done it. And the universe sometimes at some point is like, I'm just going to stop. I'm going to hold them back until you realize you're up here and you should be dating up here. So I'm seeing this all over your reading. And it's crazy because you know your worth, because your next card is the dang magician. Have you, like, look how confident this dude is. You know what I mean? Like, he's got a Mobius strip over his head. There's only 2 people in tarot that have the Mobius strip over the head. So Mobius strip is that figure 8 that's never ending energy, unbreakable energy. The magician card is absolute confidence. He is the magician of his life, and he basically is the first person that the fool meets on his journey. He's card number 1. So that means you should focus on number 1 and boosting your confidence, because you're the dang magician, girl. Like, you can do whatever you want in life, and apparently you must do some really cool stuff because you got the magician card. So the fool is the guy that has the hobo backpack on his back, and he meets the magician. The magician says, hey, what's in your little hobo pack? And the fool's like, I don't even know. So the magician unwraps the pack, and what's in it are the pentacles, the cups, and the swords, and the wands, which are those suits from the other side of the deck. So the message of the magician is you have all the tools you need inside to do whatever you want. You may be still recognizing the tools or learning how to use the tools, but you got all the tools you need. So this is basically saying you're a catch. Who is not as confident as you should realize that you are a catch. So you're getting homework from the universe, which is you still need to turn this confidence knob all the way up. I think that since you have this magician card, you can attract whoever it is that you really want, but you have to stop thinking of it as like, who might come along, and think of it more like, who do I want? And I always tell people this: make your list to the universe of your partner, your ideal partner, and focus on that. Because what I see us do too much is we think of potential mates as like they come by on like, I call it like the rancid sushi train. Like, just who happens to come by? Do I want that? Can I maybe deal with that? And like, no, order fresh what you want from the universe. I manifested my second and final husband this way. So you should totally make your list to the universe about who you want and who you deserve. Because I feel like when you're getting these are both fires. These are both fire cards. So this is about your energy and your confidence. You don't have enough energy that goes towards just loving yourself and looking at the positives about yourself. So please know the universe wants you to focus on this. You're the dang magician, girl. So who are you going to cook up? You know? So confidence, confidence, confidence is your homework. Think nice thoughts to yourself. Do not say mean things to yourself in your head, in your heart. Do not stand in the mirror and say I can't talk. Mean things to yourself. Be nice to yourself. That's the first rule of manifesting anything. But you can manifest your partner.
Right. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, let's let Holly take a little break. And I would like to announce that Holly is teaching a month-long tarot course starting this Sunday. So stick around. We'll give you a extra discount code to put in a promo code to put in the where you can go to take the course, because look at her. I mean, she's like all over it. You can learn so much from her. I'm amazed. I'm really amazed. And tarot was never my thing when I first started out, but I'm still I'm learning so much. Every time I watch you do this, I learn so much.
Awesome.
Yeah, totally. And you're just such a natural. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So if you got a reading and you want to take, highly recommend Holly's course. I mean, look how much you will learn if you're interested in learning about tarot, for sure. And look how much, and it's offered at a very, very reasonable fee. And look how much fun you'll have too. Definitely.
Oh yeah.
And you can guide your life and help others too. Yeah. So stick around. Stick around. You know, they say that in shows, and
Yes.
it's kind of fun to say that. Stick around. Don't go anywhere.
Yes. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back. All right. Are you ready to move forward? Or?
I'm ready to do whatever you want to do.
Okay. Yeah, we've got lots of requests for readings still. All right. Next is, well, let me see who you read last. Holly rocks. You're right, Michelle. Definitely. Kim says, thanks so much. Appreciated. No homework, as I just retired. Okay, so next, let's see, here is I got Lynette. Yes, Lynette.
Lynette. Okay. Let me reset these cards for you. And let's just go ahead and intend whatever is the best information to hear tonight. That is what we'd like to know. And please just send your energy to the cards for me. Do I think we're good to go. Okay. Okay, let me take a peek at this. Okay, Lynette, we are going to get some homework from the universe, but it's going to be good for us. So, you are starting in the past with Nine of Cups reversed. And cups are that element of water. So it's related to love, feelings, emotions, relationships, relationships of all kinds, love relationships, family relationships, all of that. And nine, when it's upright, it can be this card that is all about integrity and independence. So when we have an upright nine, it's hey, I don't need your help. I got this myself. This card, when it's upright, I call it the Norm on Cheers card, which you have to be at least as old as me to know that reference. But basically, it's this guy goes to the bar by himself and everyone buys him a drink and he never goes home with anybody. So, but if we had this upright card, then it would be that Norm on Cheers. Thanks for the drink. Don't need you though. When we have a nine reversed, we're very poured out. And nine being that integrity and independence number, when it's reversed, it becomes very lonely or like we are completely drained emotionally. So when we've got these reverse cups, we are poured out. So it looks to me like there's a lot of stuff on your shoulders that is emotionally draining in some way. And presently, you have more reversed cups. So we're still in that water element, that love, feelings, emotions, and relationships, emotional health, all of that stuff. Four should be the number of foundation. If we have four cornerstones, then we could build a house on it. But if we have these reverse cups, then of course we're going to have drained cups again and not a good foundation to pour or to put anything on. So both cards back to back are, I am doing a lot on my own that's pouring me out emotionally, and now it's kind of messing up my foundation in some way, again emotionally, but that can infiltrate into all parts of our lives. So your last card in your homework card is you've got Five of Pentacles reversed, and we want you to flip this upright. This card is the don't forget to ask for help card. So if there is something that's very draining, you need to ask for help from someone or something. This card, Five of Pentacles, Pentacles are that earth sign again. So everything in physical life. So job, money, home, people, places, things, adulting, responsibilities, like physical family, all of that. And these people are out in the cold. They look like they could use some help. And they're passing a stained glass window, and presumably they could go in there, and maybe it's a church or a place of worship or something that would give them a warm place to stay or a hot meal or something, but they have to look in the right places. So when you have this card reversed, it can potentially feel like there's not a lot of places to look for help. But the way that it appears to me is that when we have this nine reversed, that is kind of saying maybe you inherently don't really ask for help. That could be a possibility. And so maybe this is your homework that you need to ask for help now. If it feels as though there's not a lot of places to ask for help, this is still saying there's got to be something you can do. There's got to be somewhere you can ask for help. So if this is, I need help taking care of something, go get that help. Or if it's, I'm completely drained from this job, go get a new job. It's change. Five is change. So we need a change that helps us in the physical world, because eventually being this drained emotionally is going to kind of hurt you in the physical world. It's going to take a toll on your health at some point. So this is your homework, is ask for help. One thing that I don't see in this reading is any swords. So if you need to speak up, like a sword would encourage you to do, because it's the air element and communication and whatnot, speak up. If you need to set a boundary with a sword, maybe you just need some swords. But I do encourage you to ask for help, even if you initially think there's nowhere to go for that. I think there's always we got to find the helpers, right? And they are somewhere.
Definitely. Helpers are everywhere if we just pay attention, right?
Yep.
Okay. Michelle is next.
Okay. Let me get these cards reset for you. Michelle Coleman. Oh my gosh, another Coleman. Another time to be jealous of a last name. Just kidding.
The gathering of the Coles and Colemans.
Yes. Maybe I'm Cole Woman.
Right.
Okay. Let me just get these cards reset. Get this crystal that fell down. And Michelle, go ahead and let's just intend that whatever is the best information to hear tonight, that's what we would love to know. And if you can please just send your energy to the cards. I will try and feel when it is a good time for us to stop shuffling. Okay. Give me just 1 second here. Okay, so Michelle, you are also not really getting any homework from the universe tonight, so good job. You are started here in the past with a really beautiful card. You got 2 of Cups upright. Cups were in that water, love, emotions element. So our relationships, our emotional health, our emotional capacity, our fulfillment, our desires, our dreams, all of this. And this card is 2 is basically a union, a partnership, a duality of some kind. But one way that I like to think of 2s also is kind of, we're getting some kind of balance. When we're starting out in a new chapter with a 1, that would be basically, sorry, I have to check my computer 1 second. It was trying to shut down. So basically, when we have a 1, I think of it as like we're on a unicycle. If we have 2, now we've got a bicycle. We've got a little bit more balance. So this is a beautiful partnership of some kind, where we're on level ground, we're eye to eye, and there's a health symbol even growing up out of those cups. So this card can show up for some kind of new partnership, whether it's romantic or just I found my calling or I found this great job or something. But this is some situation that is emotionally healthy, basically, and fulfilling because your cups are upright. I do get this card sometimes for people also who are like in the medical field. It's really funny when there's certain medical symbols in tarot, and then it will be like, oh, I'm a nurse. So it looks to me like we're building this chapter, but presently you have 4 of Pentacles reversed. Pentacles are that element of earth. So that's going to be physical life. So job, money, home, people, places, things, responsibilities, career, all of this stuff. And so 4 is that foundation number. If I have 4 cornerstones that I could build a house on it, for instance. And I know that this guy looks like he's kind of miserly, but if this card is upright, it's basically he has worked really hard to manifest this foundation. And so he's got kind of a, you cannot pry this from my hands, grasp on that coin there. So when this card is reversed, it's saying we're still trying to get our foundation somewhere in the physical world. But what I really feel is just kind of like working your butt off, a lot going on in this card as well. So it's kind of like the feeling I get is kind of there's something that we're embarking on and we're still building it, but we're working our butts off to build it. It's just not manifested yet. So part of why I feel that way is because your last card is Ace of Wands. So Ace is this beautiful new beginning of some kind. Wands are going to be fire. So that is your will, your spirit, your energy, your drive, your motivation, your belief in yourself. And this is, when I look at this all together, it looks to me like we're starting some kind of new chapter and have the best of intentions, but we're working our butts off for it and it's not quite come to fruition. And this is a good sign that maybe this is where it comes to fruition a bit more. Maybe this is some kind of missing piece or that new invitation that we needed to make this foundation upright. So I think you've got great things going on. And if you are working your butt off, I think that there is some kind of reprieve coming. And no homework.
Nice. Beautiful, Michelle. Okay. Emily is next.
Okay. Hello, Emily. Let me reset these cards for you.
Lynette. Oh, okay. Lynette commented, I'm recently divorced and learning to live alone. Thank you so much for the reading. So apparently that resonated. Yeah.
Yep, that makes sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the universe validating you and seeing how you poured yourself out, you know?
Yeah.
So be validated when you see those things. You gave more than you could have possibly given. You know what I mean? When we got that many reverse cups and we just got divorced, we certainly tried very hard. That's my thing. And
Johanna said thank you. Great reading.
Great.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, Emily, let's go ahead and let's send our intentions out to the universe. And we would just like to know whatever is the best information to hear tonight. We are here for that. And go ahead and send your energy to the cards. Okay. Dang, girl. You got some very happy cards. Okay. Well, very interesting. Okay. Well, sometimes I like to, like, when I'm doing a party, then someone gets a really good reading. And I'll be like, don't tell anyone, but you kind of got the best reading tonight. So not so subtly, Emily, I think you got a good reading going on, girl. So you're starting in the past with Ace of Swords upright. So swords are that element of air. So everything up here in the air. So mentality, communication. Also, swords can be that action taker, decision maker. So you can think of a sword as kind of leading that charge into your new phase of life, or setting boundaries, cutting things out that don't need to be there so that you can proceed on your way. And so Ace of Swords is kind of some beginning of some ideas, or it could be like, I'm meeting people, I'm connecting with new people, I'm learning new things, I decided what I want to study. It can be anything also that may be aligned with swords. So it can have to do with things like writing or mentality things. I want to be a counselor, or who knows, but philosophical things and intelligent things and all kinds of fun brain stuff in swords going on here, basically. So this is already an invitation to some kind of new chapter where we're getting some new chapter with that communication and mentality aspect. And that is to be followed by another new chapter, the Fool. So it looks like we've got a smart fool going on. But the Fool is the very first card of the tarot deck. He's 0. So he's just kind of this ball of energy that's ready to go. And so you're getting kind of double new beginnings here. So I don't know if I took a chance, I put myself out there, I studied something, I met some people, something, and now I get to go in person, do something potentially. The Fool's got kind of a travel aspect because he's going on a journey right here. And we've got all these mountains in the background. So this can be a long journey or an actual physical journey or going to a new destination of some kind. But this is an awesome combination right here. So I don't know what you got going on, but it looks fun. And looks like it's going to be even better up ahead because now you have 4 of Pentacles. In the future card, 4 of Pentacles. Pentacles are that earth aspect, so everything in physical life. So job, money, home, people, places, things, our physical day-to-day reality is Pentacles. And 4 is that foundation number. So if I have 4 cornerstones, now I can build something on it. So it looks like you're primed for all kinds of good stuff. And then boom, foundation. So you're getting some kind of double new beginning, some adventurous something going on is what it feels like. And then it's going to manifest into a solid foundation. I don't know, man. I get some very fun vibes from these. Or it's almost like I decided to go teach English in Spain and then I moved there forever. You know, it's something very fun is like the feeling that I get from this. So I don't know what you got going on, Emily, but it looks fun or it feels fun. I hope it's something as cool as Spain.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear about it, Emily. Nice. Okay. Next, let's see here. I don't understand this message or this. This is a question.
I do not know.
Okay. I think I'll go to Crystal Ray, the next one. Unless you want to go ahead and read for our.
I am not sure what.
Yeah, it's not really. If you want to put a question, Arcana Rao, go ahead and put a clear question in, and we'll try to get to you. Okay. Crystal Ray has a question. Okay.
Okay. Is my mother still talking negatively about me? Can I trust her? I haven't had any real interaction with my mom in almost a year because her narcissism is, well, it cut off, but I'm assuming terrible.
Very overwhelming is the next one.
Okay. Got it. Yes, I know a lot about narcissism myself. And so if you've had to cut your mother off, then you should feel powerful in making that decision because a lot of people have to do that with narcissistic parents. So sorry that you're dealing with that, but let's see if we can get some insight on that for you. So let's just take a moment here and get nice and grounded. And I want us to just send our energy out to the universe, and we're going to intend that we would like to know whatever helpful information there may be about Crystal's mother and that relationship, and any follow-up information you can give us, universe, or advice, we would so appreciate. So, Crystal, go ahead and send your energy to the cards for me. Okay. Let me just take a peek at this here. So overall, I would say this isn't necessarily giving me yes or no if your mom is still talking negatively about you. But it is saying that this is a person that I think you have been wise to cut out of your life. And that is the unfortunate reality with those relations. Why I'm saying that is because your very first card, which is very telltale and is the past, is Ten of Swords, which is literally the stabbed in the back card. Swords are that element of air, so it's everything up here in the air. So mentality, communication, and decisions. Swords are that action taker, decision maker. So we could use it to cut negative people out of our lives. We could use it to set boundaries so that they don't cross them. And that's one thing that narcissists don't do is respect boundaries. So that's why it comes to having to cut them out of our lives. And then that plays a whole guilt trip on ourselves because we're like, am I taking too drastic of an action? Your reading is telling me no. 10 is the end. 1 through 10 is a chapter. So 10 is the end of a chapter. So this is saying in the past, this chapter with my mom came to an end. She stabbed me in the back for the last time. And I set a boundary or I cut her out. So this is actually a positive card for you because it's validating. You've been stabbed in the back and hurt with her words many times. Swords are communication. So whether she's still saying negative stuff about you is not really that important in my opinion, because this is just how it is. You know what I mean? This is how it is and probably will always be. And you have taken a decision to cut this person out of your life. What's done is done. You got stabbed in the back, but we won't get fooled again, is what this card says upright. There's a new day on the horizon. This dark night, we're done with, and we're looking forward to better things on this horizon. Also, you got this beautiful body of water here. And when you're in relation with a narcissist, water represents your emotions. And when you're in relation with a narcissist, you do not get to really have your own feelings. They kind of dominate everything. So when I see this card and this man's face turned away, looking at the water, it's like you get to honor how you feel because you took this action. So that's the first card that's coming up. The next card that's coming up for the present is you've got Seven of Pentacles reversed. Pentacles are the element of earth. So that's everything in your physical life. So job, money, home, people, places, things, definitely family. And 7 is the number of challenge. 7 is a complicated challenge that we have to get creative to solve. So there's really no easy solution in a 7 in tarot cards. So when this card is upright, it's the 7 of Pentacles card, and it's the card that I call hurry up and wait, because this guy wants his crops to grow and there's nothing you can do to make your crops grow fast. You just have to be patient. So that's why he's ho-hum on his little shovel, just being patient, and there's nothing he can really do to make this grow faster. So when we see this card that's about having patience in the reverse, it means you can have all the patience in the world. These crops are not going to grow. You will be waiting for someone to get here or get it indefinitely, is what this card says. Or you will wait and there will be no harvest, basically. So what it seems like is overall this reading is saying you've made the right choice to set whatever boundaries you need or to cut your mom out of your life, which is unfortunate, but we already know what that's like, and we would be waiting indefinitely, and then it would kind of just be the same thing. Your last card is the Moon reversed. And this is also very telling to me because The moon, when it's upright, is about going on a very long, crazy journey through all these different lands where you have to adapt and change. And when the card is upright, it's about going through a kind of crazy time of your life where you have to question everything. And you kind of have to trust yourself through the darkness, in essence. But when the card's upright, you go through some crazy stuff for a reason. You come out the other side of that with something cool to show for it. So I I link this card to like how an artist kind of has to go a little crazy and then they make their most beautiful piece of artwork because they kind of went on that journey or they went through that thing, or a songwriter writes their best song after the biggest breakup, or you know what I mean? So when the card's upright, it's like I went through that stuff, but I'm better for it. It had a purpose in my life. When we have this card reversed, it's I am going through a bunch of crazy stuff and there's really no point to it. It's just crazy stuff. So when this card is reversed, it's instead of, when we have it upright, it's like I can find my way through the dark. But when we have it reversed, it's like I went through the darkness and the craziness and I got lost and there was no coming out the other side. So I think the bigger purpose of this reading, aside from is your mom still talking negatively about you, can you trust her? My answer and the tarot readings answer would be no. And you have done the right thing already. And it's not on you. Her issues are not on you. And do all the healing you can on this issue, because it is a real mind puzzle what happens to us when we're in relation with narcissists. And I speak from experience. See the aforementioned divorce that I said earlier. But you know what? Like, it's not our guilt to bear. It's actually their guilt. They should feel bad for how they treat us, but they won't. And we can't keep putting ourselves through that. So I think you have done the right thing. And tarot says there's no point in going back. You'd be waiting a long time on nothing, and it would make you feel crazy again.
Nice. All right. Thank you, Holly.
Thank you, Crystal.
Thank you, Crystal. Definitely. Okay, next is you need to get some water or something, take a little break.
I'm okay. I've got a little water left.
You want to get some?
I think I'm okay.
You good? Okay. We've got Lynn coming up. We've got a few minutes left. We've got enough for maybe 2 more readings.
Oh, okay.
Enough time.
How can I help my grandson with his OCD? Okay. Let me just reset these cards for you. All right, Lynn, if you would not mind, let's just take some nice deep cleansing breaths here. And I want us to just gather our thoughts and intentions and send them out to the universe, that we would like to know any information or helpful advice on what Lynn can do to help with her grandson's OCD. And if you can just send me your energy, Lynn. Okay. Okay, give me just a moment here. Okay, I think we've got some really good advice going on here. And we've got all upright cards, which is remarkable. So your first card is Ace of Swords. So Ace is that new beginning, or some kind of initiation. Swords are the element of air. So it's everything up here in the air, which is mentality and communication. So how do we think about things? How do we speak about things? How do we communicate? with someone that has these issues. All of that would be kind of wrapped up in the swords. So this is a great card to get, because what it's saying to me is the first advice is to educate yourself on that particular issue, so that you can learn what you can do on your end to maybe make your interactions with him more comfortable for him, or something that won't trigger him, or things like that. But if you can learn about that and just kind of have respect for the fact that this is what he's going through in this chapter, maybe this will be something that lasts a long time. Maybe it will be something that only lasts for X amount of time. But we have to just kind of honor the individual at this time and learn what we can. So this card is saying to me, learn what you can about this, educate yourself. And sometimes there's even like Facebook groups and support groups and things like that, where people kind of share their experiences of being a loved one with some kind of mental health issue. And those can be really helpful for people, just to learn from other people, what other people might go through, or I learned this the hard way, or, things like that. The next card is Seven of Pentacles, which I think we just had a couple readings ago, or last reading actually. And so Seven of Pentacles is that card that I refer to as hurry up and wait. But it is a card that is about having patience. So Pentacles are that physical life aspect, represent the earth. So things like our physical family members or being physically around them. And 7 is that tricky kind of challenge number where there's not an easy solution. So the next piece of advice that the universe has to give you is to just be patient through this time as your grandson deals with this, and do your best to help him get through it. And, sometimes the more that we have patience and kind of just go with the flow, then the more things can kind of move out of the picture potentially. So giving him grace, giving him space, respecting his process when that needs to be respected, and just having all of the patience and understanding. And then your last card is, I think, more focused kind of on the future. And so you've got 5 of Wands upright, and Wands are that element of fire. So they represent spirit, will, energy, your belief in yourself, what people are passionate about, what people want to pour their energy into, and kind of our intentions, our will. And 5 is that number of change. So if we have 1 through 10 as a chapter of life, 5 is smack dab in the middle. So that's usually the change point. So this is saying in the future, maybe you can encourage him to believe in himself. Maybe he's going to try to ease up or let go of some of the OCD tendencies he has. And maybe it's going to be something that he works on, and he's going to need encouragement to power through that, basically. So this is a card that is about encouraging him to kind of fight for himself when the time comes. But before that, there's going to need to be a lot of patience. But I think that this is a great thing to look at in the future. Maybe when he's older and able to kind of tackle things better, or has a better understanding of himself, then maybe that can be something that you help him believe in himself and try to make those changes in a loving, healthy, nurturing environment. And then we had another card pop out while I was shuffling, and it's Ace of Cups. So the other piece of advice is just love, which is awesome. So just love, patience, understanding, and unconditional love. And grandmas are the best for that.
Aren't they?
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah. Okay, so I think we'll go ahead and stop there. It's almost 7:30. Why don't you talk about your course, Holly?
I would love to talk about my course.
Yeah.
Of course. I'm so excited to get to do this online tarot course. I have taught in-person tarot classes before that have only been kind of a 2-hour one-day thing, and it's me kind of talking as fast as I can to get as much information out as I can. And it's great. It still works, but I'm so excited to get to really dig in and have some breathing room in this 4-week online course where we can really take our time to go through things. And I have I have developed a great story of the fool's journey through life, which is new to my tarot course work. But so we're going to be covering everything in this beginner's tarot class. So everything that you would need to know to start doing tarot, we're gonna do it. I like to teach people how to break down kind of the systems in tarot. So we're gonna learn what the suits are. We're gonna learn what the numbers are, and with those two things alone, you can start doing readings because there's going to be a number or some colors or some kind of suit aspect on every card or some kind of reference to it. So we're going to be covering all of that. And then we're going to be also talking about reversals, which sound so much scarier than they are, but I'm going to give you some really good information about just the easy way to remember reversals and how to work with them. And then we're going to spend some time going through that awesome fool's journey of life that I'm really, really excited to share with you guys. Because once you learn the storytelling aspect of the fool's journey through life, it makes it so much easier to remember all the tarot cards. So once you have this information, you're going to have all kinds of good stuff to work with to give your own readings. And we're going to be doing lots of hands-on practice in breakout rooms. And it's going to be, that's really the best way to kind of get your feet wet and put to use what you're learning is getting to do practice with partners and whatnot. So I'm super excited for everyone who gets to take this class because I know that you are going to absolutely have a great understanding of tarot afterwards and will no longer have to be like, hold on, I have to look this up.
So let me ask you this, Holly. If you already are a reader and you read tarot, is it would this also be helpful for you to
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes. And I actually hear that feedback a lot from people who take my classes in person is that they, some people have already taught themselves tarot or they learned it, through various books and whatnot. But I think when we can sit down and do my class, getting to do a class is really, I think, a cool experience for tarot because us tarot readers are so used to just looking at websites and reading books. You know what I mean? So like getting to do a real class is a whole different experience and really makes things gel in a more profound way. And I think there's also just a lot of confusing information out there. Like even some of the research I was doing to write my class, and I've been doing tarot for like 18 years this year. I would read some stuff on websites that I'm like, man, I would never think of that card that way. So it can be really overwhelming and confusing. And I think that the way that I have to present this information is really not confusing and makes so much sense. And then you can remember it. If you can learn that fool's journey of life, that's like learning song lyrics. And then every time you go to karaoke, you don't need to look at the screen. You know what I mean? Like it's going to be, it's a liberating thing when you can kind of like put the book down and say, I already know what these suits mean, what these numbers mean, what, the fool story is. And then that's when you really start cooking with tarot. So I highly encourage you, if you do have an understanding of tarot, this might be the thing that really kind of refreshes things or gels it even better for you.
Nice. Okay. So if any of the peeps here would like to take Holly's course on top of the discount that's already on the Eventbrite page, the sign up page, the registration page, which you will get once you go there, use the promo code YouTube10 and you get an extra $10 off. Yeah. Extra discount for being here.
Yes.
Just for you peeps here. Yeah, totally. So go take her course. Yeah.
Yes. We would love to have you. It will be so much fun. And even if you're like, I've never thought about taking tarot, you can join this course cold and still learn.
So do you need a tarot deck though, right?
Yes, and I'm going to be using the Rider-Waite deck, which is the deck that I've been doing readings on all night, and that's really the best way to learn tarot. That's kind of the OG centralized source that all of the other tarot decks are kind of based on now. So, and even if you don't have a Rider-Waite deck, bring your deck. It's probably copying Rider-Waite, and we can still work with it. And the course is 4 weeks long, so you still got time to get a Rider-Waite if you want.
Yeah. So Christine asks if you will be offering this in the future. She would love to take it, but the timing doesn't work for her.
I will likely be offering this course again in the future. And then there's also going to be the option, I think, to purchase the course after the fact and just watch the videos. So the only thing you'd be missing is the hands-on practice, but you can also do hands-on practice with your friends at home. But I think our intention is to maybe do kind of an intermediate and advanced course later in the year, and then maybe offer another beginner's one at some point, if not this year, next year or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe in a few months. Yeah, and Nicole says you can never learn enough. So true, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Every teacher has something different. So,
right.
Even if you've learned a whole bunch of stuff on tarot, I might have some other different spin that gives it a new angle. And that's the best part of tarot, in my opinion. Being like, whoa, you blew my mind on this card I've been looking at for 18 years. Like,
okay. Well, thank you everyone for being here. Is there anything else you wanted to share? Oh, wait. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm interrupting myself, but go to the kumaraacademy.com website and you'll find Holly's course there and other courses also. In March, I'm teaching a out of body experience course. But Holly's, if you go to kumaraacademy.com, and I did put the website in the messages, I will put it in here again, Kumara Academy. And I will say that Nicole is going to be joining the academy as well.
Nice.
Very soon. Yeah.
Awesome. And if anyone would like to follow me on Facebook and Instagram and all that jazz, it's Crystal Seed Tarot. I think there might be underscores between the words on Insta. I also have a website, which is crystalseedtarot.com. But I also will be posting whatever events I might be doing. Sometimes I do in-person events, or teach in-person classes, or do cool Halloween events, or different things that people can come to. So follow me or like me and all that stuff, and then you can stay up to date, and maybe we'll get to meet in person someday.
We're local. We should do a tarot and a mediumship event together.
Oh, that would be awesome. I would love to. And I have played with some mediumship with tarot before.
Yeah, that'd be fun. That'd be a lot of fun.
Yes. Okay.
I know, right? Thank you, Holly. This is fun as usual.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much for having me, and looking forward to everybody who joins the class on Sunday starting. So
Sunday, be there.
Groundhog Day.
Yeah. Is it?
I think so.
There you go. All right, everyone. Thanks for being here. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. You'll get lots of notices on lots of cool stuff that we do all the time. So have a good night, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.